What is going on out there, peeps? All right, so I'm going to do a little update on gold, silver, and cryptos, but then go down and respond to the comments under the video that I did for the gentleman showing us that we're at the, in his opinion and many others, we are sitting at the doorstep of probably the largest transformation of wealth, and we want to make sure that we are in position to take advantage of that. All right, so we're going to start talking about these. So I'm going to go over the updates and then get into the responding to the comments in there. You guys know if you're thinking about buying precious metals, and you should. If you watch that video that I just showed you a picture of, you'll understand why it's important to be stocking up on gold and silver. I got to talking about Basel 3, and I said, yeah, there's a lot of speculation that, gold prices are going to jump, and then so is silver. And they're like, oh, are you excited? I said, I am, but at the same time, there's a part of me that wants them to delay because I don't feel like I've stacked enough. Like, I want more. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I want to get more precious metals before this change happens. So hopefully it's just something really gradual. I know a lot of us want it to change overnight, but I'd like to stack up on some more before any big changes happen. And that's kind of what I'm hoping happens. Now, people keep getting confused about what's going on with Basel 3. They're going, no, it got pushed to January 2022. No. You guys understand. It goes in stages, okay? The first group of people are the Europeans. That's June 28th. Think of the LBMA over there, the London market. Okay? So they're the first. Their due date is June 28th. Next is the UK. They are January 2022. And then we're some time right behind them. I think they're doing it in stages to see how it affects the markets and see what is going on without causing any kind of a panic. Okay? So I know they are campaigning big time for the June 28th date to be pushed back a little bit further. So there's a part of me that says yes, please, so I can continue to stock up. But the other part of me is no, I don't want them to get in any kind of position in which they could, again, continue to manipulate precious metals. It's time for them to do what they should have done naturally for quite some time. For those of you who have an IRA and a 401k, I hope you've been listening to what I'm saying. I've presented plenty of reasons in different videos on why it's really super important for you to move part of your retirement fund or your savings into precious metals. It's just your way to protect yourself. With inflation going crazy, and we're getting ready for hyperinflation, gold protects you from that. But if we have a crash, a bail-in, you lose everything in your savings account. Well, I won't say everything because in 2008, most people lost about 50%, a little bit more. But then they turn around, they had to live on the remaining amount just because unemployment was so high. So there's a good chance you could lose everything. I'm just saying, look, it's all speculation. What I'm saying to you is this. Doesn't it make sense to be on the safer side? You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with moving 25, 30% of your retirement into precious metals just to protect yourself. Like I said, if nothing happens, then guess what? You still have your retirement fund. The gold and silver hasn't gone nowhere. You have them both. You're good to go. But if we're right, or if I'm right, and the market does crash, and the fiat investments, like the stocks and everything like that, take a dump, you'll be sitting in a very good position because you did protect yourself against the crash, because precious metals will go up. See what I'm saying? So when you go to buy your precious metals, go to Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you are a first-time buyer in Puerto Rico or the United States, and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and get a free half ounce of silver. You guys know I have the new platform now, or if you don't know, now you know. The new platform is open. Over here, I can post videos, unfiltered, uncensored, talking about subjects that you cannot talk about here on YouTube. The Rona, the audits, the November 3rd event. You know what I mean? Things like that. There's something about being able to speak freely that feels pretty good. All right, so come join us over there. It is a $3 minimum charge. There is no higher tiers or anything like that. There's an option to pay more if you want to, but as you can see right here, all proceeds go to Finding Life's Purpose Foundation. All right, so it won't let me charge less than $3. So go ahead and pay the $3. It's $3 a month. You do have the option, if you want, to pay more. And again, the proceeds will go to Finding Life's Purpose Foundation. Okay? It's a new foundation. I think I spoke to them, and their website should be up pretty soon so I can show people where to go and what they're doing, what they're working on. All right, the link for my new platform is called Pimpy's News Network because I cover a lot of subjects in there, ones that you'll be very pleased to hear about. I had to move over my Nasera Jacera videos, as I said, only because they're getting me in trouble on YouTube. I'm getting dinks for them, and a lot of other people I have too. But my last suspension was because of a video I did 8 months ago. So it was time for me to do something about it. And so I do have this platform, but like I said, there's going to be a little bit of the money going to expenses, very little, but the rest is all going to go to the foundation. Okay, you guys know to go support Wall Street Silver. Their YouTube channel and their Reddit page links are down below. We appreciate all the work that they're doing. And you guys be careful from the scammers, okay? You know that if I post something that has a gray circle around it, the fake people, there's no gray circle, and I won't be sending you to WhatsApp. Also, what we're seeing now is a Facebook group. People are they're impersonating me. So just know that if I'm in a group and I post something, make sure you see the word admin right next to my name. That's how you know if it's really mine. Let me just refresh this real quick and take a look at the markets. So I was watching cryptocurrencies try to rebound a little bit. You can see gold down slightly. Silver taking a little bit of a thumping, but it's mostly been bouncing around between there and $28. I do feel like they might move them down just a little bit more, but I am surprised to see that cryptocurrencies haven't. I mean, I see here. What are we looking at? Bitcoin was, where was it? About 34,000. Is that where it was? Yesterday. Is that right? Let's see where it was at. Because it went up there. Look, you can see it did a pretty good jump. And I thought, okay, it's about to make that little bit of a run I thought they were going to do. So yeah, it was teetering, I don't know, around $5,000 increase. That's not too shabby. We'll take it. Looks like it's given a little bit back, but no problem. I still anticipate a run on cryptocurrency, especially as we get closer to the June 28th date. Okay? So you can see most of them, you've only lost 50%. Most of them, some of them a little less. That's good. Polka dot kicking butt. All right. So not bad at all. So again, in talking with my friend who's doing a hell of a job convincing me, because now we're going through a little bit more education. Again, I am right about something though. I think people do confuse when they're talking about cryptocurrencies. They confuse a token with the platform. You know what I mean? Like Ethereum platform is different than the Ether token. I know we conflate the two when we talk about them, but blockchain technology is here to stay. There's no doubt about it. And I support it. I do. Okay? I think that's where people are like, that's the way of the future. And you're talking about the blockchain technology. As far as the cryptocurrencies are concerned, those are the things that I've expressed my concern about. All right? The fact that there's some major institutions getting involved with cryptocurrencies, that is a huge plus, and I'm excited about that. Look, I really want cryptocurrencies to be successful. Okay? So I'm still hoping to get this gentleman into an interview. I will keep you updated. Now, this is good. 47% of millennial millionaires have at least 25% of their wealth in the cryptos. Do they? Do they really? How do you know that? According to CNBC, they're really credible, right? Millionaire survey. Nearly half of all millennial millionaires have at least a quarter of their assets in cryptocurrencies. Who are you talking to? I mean, do you have like a phone list of millionaires knowing that they're millennials? How do you know this? This just sounds made up sometimes, man. Seriously, I'm going to call a bunch of millionaires and they're going to be willing to get on the phone and talk to you about what they're doing with their money. But nonetheless, the news is good. Okay, the CNBC survey found that a lot of millionaires that fall into millennial categories are heavily vested into cryptocurrencies, while 47% of them, of the 750 investors, I should say, surveyed, had north of 25 of their wealth in cryptos. Almost 35% have more than half of their money invested into digital assets. To me, it's too big of a risk. If I had millions of dollars, don't get me wrong, I would have some money invested into the cryptocurrencies. I can be honest about that, but I would not be seriously, really, putting myself out there. If I'm a millionaire and these people having, that's really exposing yourself. Having, 35% of them have more than half their money in there. Seriously, I think there's a crypto bubble. Okay, even the ones that do survive, they're going to take a pretty nasty hit. So again, it's not that I'm not pulling for cryptocurrencies. I like the premise behind it, but until you can tell me otherwise, it's really hard to feel secure in cryptocurrencies for me. Okay, so the nano ledger I spoke about, and having said that to you guys in the video, that's something I think I'll consider myself. Now, I already have one, actually. All right, so nano ledger is something that I bought, and you can move your cryptocurrencies off of the platform just in case something does happen. Power outage, they go through there. Let's say they do a bail-in and they take your cryptocurrencies. Well, if your cryptocurrencies aren't on the platform, they can't take it now, can they? It's just like when I tell you guys to grab 6 months worth of money, bill money, then plus 10% for miscellaneous. So if there's a bail-in, at least you're protected. Okay, so this, again, it's exciting. And of course, millennials would know, to be quite honest with you, they're really good with techie stuff. And so the fact that you have this many of these millionaires that invested into cryptocurrencies is very, it's impressive. But I would like to see what those same people being surveyed about how much money they have into precious metals. I'd be really curious about that. Millionaires of all ages report that only 17% of them own any cryptos, while more than 3/4 own none. Of those who own digital assets, just 10% have more than 10% of their wealth in cryptocurrencies. So what are you talking? Millionaires of all ages? Okay, so what they're doing is they're separating the millennials from other millionaires. That's what they're doing. Okay, because I was really confused in there for a second. Okay, so I think them old timers, they've been around a long time. Millennials are still babies. They're new. They're young. They're still green. You got a lot of these old fogey millionaires. There's a reason why they are as rich as they are. They know how to play the game. So again, I think being diversified is important, but I would really limit my risk, in my opinion, on cryptocurrencies. Just because I really don't like the fact that there's a ton of articles coming out pushing people towards cryptocurrencies, especially with this new system coming up. But anyways, it is good news. It's exciting. We saw that, again, there was a pretty good gain on Bitcoin yesterday of about $5,000, which was about, 1/7 of the overall value. So you can see I want to be positive about cryptocurrencies, but it does make me concerned. Goldman Sachs, and here's another perfect example of this. Goldman Sachs plans to offer Ether options. So the fact that JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs are getting into the crypto world tells me that this is most likely going to stay. To be quite honest, these bankers they're all bed buddies with the corrupt politicians, all right? But the fact that they're offering options is not exciting at all. Goldman Sachs plans to offer Ether options. We know that Bitcoin has options as well. Futures is what they're doing on them. Goldman Sachs plans to offer investors options and futures trading in Ether, according to the report on Monday. So here's the problem with futures. So let's find out. Let me first explain to you what futures are, or let's find out what futures are.
A futures contract is an agreement to buy or sell a specific amount of a commodity or financial instrument at a specific price on a specific date in the future. To help you understand why businesses and individuals trade futures, let's examine how futures contracts can be used, the key components that make up a contract, and how much it costs to trade a futures contract. One use of a futures contract is to allow a business or individual.
See, here's the thing with futures contracts. To me, I can understand futures contract and the need for them with commodities. You know what I mean? Especially when you're doing like corn or soy or something like that. I get that just because weather patterns and stuff like that. But not in cryptos. That doesn't make no sense to me at all. It really doesn't. As a matter of fact, if anything, it opens up the door for major manipulation by the banks who don't want to be overexposed.
Individual to navigate risk and uncertainty. Prices are always changing, but with a futures contract, people can lock in a fixed price to buy or sell at a future date. Locking in a price lessens the risk of being negatively impacted by price change. Let's look at how this might work for businesses, using the coffee industry as an example.
So here's the thing that gets me, because every time I hear that, there's something about that drives me insane. Listen to what they're saying. Locking in a price lessens the risk of being negatively impacted by price change? That's not necessary. So what's the difference between just going with the current market versus trying to do something in the future? What I don't like about futures contracts is the same issues that we have over here with gold and silver. So what they do is you have these people who are shorting the market. But if the market starts to go up in value, you see what they do to the silver. This is something that we've been complaining about for quite some time. All right, the same with precious metals. So if it starts to get too high, they manipulate the market. See this drop? Boof. All right, so they manipulate the market to control the value of the precious metals. All right. So, that's not what you guys want in Bitcoin. You want the natural flow of the market to do its thing. If they start selling options out there, then the very evil bankers that you guys complain about are now going to be manipulating cryptocurrencies. So basically, they're trading in the real gold and silver for now the fake gold and silver to manipulate. Since they can't do it with the real precious metals, they'll just go ahead and do it with cryptocurrencies now. That's exactly what it looks like they're going to do. So why? Why futures on there? It doesn't limit the risk. Either it's going to go up or it's going to go down, period. What they're talking about is a different version of what I consider to be cost average. If that's the case, buy on the dips. Cost average. What's the difference of buying? I would not allow future contracts into cryptocurrencies, and it's a shame that's happening. I don't see the benefit in it. Commodities, I do altogether. Just again, because of weather, you never know, crops, the whole 9 yards. But cryptocurrencies, I just don't get it. I don't understand it. What would be the benefit of it? I understand what they're trying to tell me, but I don't see that as beneficial with cryptocurrencies. What I see is just a perfect excuse for them guys to start manipulating the markets again. We saw what happened with hedge funds. Let's take an example. The GameStop stock. Hedge funds, 140% of a stock. Go figure, considering how do you get above 100%? But anyways, they short the market 140% of the stock. People found out about it. They took advantage of it. They drove the price way the hell up and made a ton of money. Hedge funds lost about $70 billion. Do you honestly believe that those rich people were just going to sit back and do nothing? No, they made a phone call. They got the platforms to stop selling this stock. What the hell? And by doing that, they allow people to sell the stock but not buy anymore. And all that did was they manipulated and caused the value of the stock to drop. And some of those hedge funds people were able to recover some of their losses. But that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. We don't want to see in the markets. You know what I mean? The fact that they have that much power. So we're talking about JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs now wanting to do futures. I think they already do on Bitcoins. Futures on cryptocurrencies. You guys let me know what you think down in the comments. Are you cool with that? There's nothing about that that's sexy to me. So I'm not thrilled about it. And to me, that's just, as a person who loves gold and silver, yeah, it's just, I don't think it's going to benefit you guys at all. So anyways, under this video, we did show you, this man showed you a chart. There is a history. Remember, I was telling you, when you listen to people, it's one thing to listen to the so-called expert, but the people that I like listening to a lot are people who are historians. You know what I mean? They don't just look at charts and stuff and numbers and number crunch. No, they know there's a history behind gold and silver. They know that in certain points in history, what was going on, how it affected the market. It's great. Okay, so I like listening to the stories. This gentleman here that we watched, Mike, I believe was his name. He did this chart, and he was showing you that when we have a huge gap. History shows us that on this chart, where is it? Let me get to it super quick. Oh, here we go. We know that before this, right here in this date over here, they were together. You know what I mean? They were linked together. And then all of a sudden they start to gap. This is the money versus the value of gold. You could see the money going up and gold value. There's a gap there. Then what happens is they revalue gold and it's now even with the money supply. And it keeps going. And then all of a sudden they separate again. There's a big gap. And they revalue, and boom, there it is. Do you see what I'm saying? Well, actually, this is when the market naturally took over in the 70s. Once they went ahead and legalized gold again, it took off. This is the natural response from the market, which is good. But this gap, every time, if you were able to purchase precious metals in these gaps, you were able to take advantage of an opportunity in which you made a lot of money when these price changes came. They weren't little price changes. As a matter of fact, you had $20 an ounce is what the government made us sell the gold for. And as soon as they thought they got it all, they turned around and revalued it at $35. That's $15 increase. That's 75% of the original value. 175% altogether. That's crazy. That is awesome if you kept your precious metals. So over here in the 70s, I think I showed you guys one time a chart. I believe it said it was at $50, jumped up to $250, came back down to about $200, shot up to $550, and it did it in a very short period of time. So if you happen to have accumulated during this time, you gained a lot of money if you had a lot of gold. Once again, we're starting to see this gap form between the two, except for there's a problem. This chart doesn't show you the last few years. The gap is huge. The money is way up here, and the gold price is way down here. So, like the gentleman said in the video, we are sitting, it's at our feet. What will be the largest transformation of wealth in the history ever? And only 1 out of every 1,000 people are going to be able to benefit from this. The other 999 most likely will lose almost everything. I try talking to my own family members. They don't even listen to me. Some of them do. My niece did. A couple of my kids bought some, but I can't get the older kids to do it. That's a shame. But anyways, just excited that some of the kids are doing it. But again, if you're in the right place at the right time, and I believe we are there, and you hold on to precious metals, I don't care what's going on in that market. I don't care if they drop down to $1 an ounce. I sure to hell wouldn't sell. And I sure to hell wouldn't part with my metals. As a matter of fact, now, like I said, with Basel III coming, all right now, I'm torn between them making the hoping that a revaluation takes place versus I hope it doesn't, so that I can accumulate more. Says thank you, Pimpy. Just hit half a century in shiny. Never thought that it'd be possible. I gotten used to those wonderful peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and going out is overrated. Working on my next goal. Hopefully we'll have the time. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm kind of hoping now there's a delay, if I'm being honest. Yeah, it's funny because not only is peanut butter and jelly really good, but I'm getting really, really, really slick on how to make a fancy cup of noodles. So hit me up and I'll give you some recipes sometimes. Here, I'll give you one real quick. When you guys make your cup of noodles and you let it sit in there for a while and you got the juice in there, pour the juice out and drink it separate. Still keep a little bit of juice in there, then add mayonnaise and a little bit of hot sauce. Boy, howdy, that sucker tastes good. And if you make topper ramen, drain out a good portion of the water, then add the spice in there, and then crack a couple of eggs in there. It's really, really good. Oh, this is I'm hot on your heels. There we go. People doing what they can to stack, and that's what I love to hear. If Bitcoin could reach 60,000, so could gold or silver. Heck yeah, it can. That's the spirit ape. I love that. That's the thing in the Reddit Silver Wall Street or Wall Street Silver. This is a good point and so true. Yeah, you just I would trust the value of gold being at 60,000 more than I would cryptocurrencies. We just saw Bitcoin, congratulations, hit 60,000 and turn around within a few days, lose 50% of its value. That's not going to happen with precious metals. You will see some retraction as people go to sell because they're so happy that they made a lot of money that they make a mistake and they sell their precious metals. So again, if I may make a suggestion, once we see this big leap in value, don't run and sell all your precious metals. That's what's going to cause the dip to happen. If I may make a recommendation, that would be sell as much as you need to cover all your bills and maybe have a little bit of money for fun, but hold on to your precious metals because they're going to turn around and go right back up again. Okay? Now, the gentleman that, remember Diablo said on my comments, oh, Pimpy, yeah, but you didn't tell them that, there also was a loss at the time. Yeah, because it seemed really insignificant because it rebounded really quick. But Diablo was right. And that was, let me bring it to your attention so that you don't panic. We saw gold and silver flew up. There was a retraction a little bit, and then it went way up again. Okay? So the pullback comes from people, once again, cashing in to get their profits. But, the whole purpose into going into gold and silver is to get away from that fiat dollar. It has no value. So why would you want to turn around and exchange the fiat, your precious metals for fiat, the worthless piece of paper? Unless, again, you're going to pay off all your bills. Nothing is better and more liberating than being debt-free. Okay? So understand that. But yeah, absolutely. When it comes to the bail-in, I'm way ahead of them. My wife spends all of it, spends it all as soon as it hits the bank. So there's no worry about a bail-in. The wifey is taking care of the money for them. I love it. Thanks to Pimpy, I now have a very tidy sum of silver. A few months ago, when you told everyone to go buy just 1 ounce, I did. I wanted to stick my finger in the eyes of JP Morgan of the world and be part of taking them down. I appreciate that. I really do. Funny thing is, though, when I got to the gun shop that sells silver and got my eye on it, I got hooked instead. I got hooked. Instead of 1 ounce, I bought about 10. And then I went back the week after and then the week after, and it's so much fun. Yeah, there's something about holding on to those precious metals coins. And the funny thing is, I have both gold and silver. And gold, it doesn't have that same type of effect on me that silver does. There is something about that silver coin. And maybe like Greg said, that, you just want to rub it all over your body. But I will say this, I absolutely, positively love the gold buffalo coins. Man, they are absolutely stunning, the detail work in them. So I have a bunch of those. I like those a lot. There's some pretty good premiums on those bad boys. So yeah, absolutely. There's something about it. You went to get your one and then you bought more and then you just keep going back. Welcome to our world. Welcome to my world. Let's see here. Now I'm really getting excited. I reached my silver goal, but I think I'll raise it. Yeah, thanks, Pimpy. No problem, you guys. Here's the thing. I told you guys, try to get about 1,000 ounces of silver, and if you could, somewhere like 3 to 5 ounces of gold. And then I was like, okay, but once you hit that goal, then what? I was like, no, man. For me, I was like, no, there is no goal. There's just buy as much as you can. All right. Whatever discretionary funds you have, buy as much as you can. Only get Ledger Nano from their website, not Amazon. Yeah, that's where I got mine, and that's a good point. Be careful with the Amazon products, you guys. Most of them buy these products from overseas on Alibaba, and are really cheap, and it might not work. So buy the Ledger Nano directly from Ledger Nano. All right, and people keep asking me about it. I did a video on it, and I think it's been a little while, so I'll show you what it is again. All right. So the 17th letter historically, biblically, and I hear the rapture is coming up. Well, if it is, yeah, take a pause, would you? Just bought 16 more ounces. I'll keep adding as I can. Yeah, absolutely. You're doing the same thing I am. Are Silver Eagles a smart buy? Well, the reason why people invest in Silver Eagles is for a couple reasons. One is the Silver Eagle is the most recognized coin around the world. It's the easiest to sell of all coins. Okay. Two, for collectors like myself, the numismatic side of it, yeah, it also has, so you have a metal value to it, but you also have a numismatic side to it, which is, it for coin collectors, as time goes on, the coin actually accumulates other value other than just the silver. Okay. I can actually show you what I'm talking about here. Give me just a second. Coin fact. All right, here we go. So PCGS is where I go when I do my coin collecting. I start looking for certain things like mintages and values of coins. All right, so if you go over here to where are we at? Liberty, Silver Eagles. So these are the normal Silver Eagles. So this is so you have the 1986. See, the 86, 87 goes down in years. But here's the thing. As time goes on, they start to accumulate more value. All right? And although Silver Eagles for the most point, for the most point, tend to stay fairly close to the purchasing range when they're this new. But you can see right here. So what happens is, for us collectors, whenever we get a coin, we look to see if there's any damage on it. If there's no damage and the coin looks good, it's in great shape, all the details there on the front and the back, we say go for it. So we send it in to PCGS to grade the coin. Now the coin goes up to a score of 0 through 70, 70 being the best score you can possibly get. So you can see here, this is the 70 grade right here on the top. There's, out of all the coins that have been submitted, there's only 785 of them that's ever received this 70 grade. And we're talking about 1986 coin. I think you can still get them right now for the cost of whatever silver is. But if they are in great condition, you can send them in, take a chance, and see if you can get a graded coin. This coin with the 70 score is approximately in value $1,050. So that's why you buy the Eagles. Do you see what I'm saying? If you got a 69 score, it's worth $83. A 68 is worth $55. This is about where we are, right about where 67 is. That's about where we are metal-wise anyways, okay? But they do have collectible value to them. And that's why the Eagles, it's worth it. Now I'll show you something else. So the gold coins for me, where you at? Probably down here, bullion. Oh, here we go. The Buffalo coins. Man, these are gorgeous coins. They are absolutely stunning. So I get the 1 ounces. Okay, so again, same thing. 2006, it goes year to year, but some of them have, look, it's called a first strike. This means these coins were struck early and first, and they tend to hold a little bit more of a premium because the coins are struck when the dies, they're called dies that leave the imprints on the coins. They're really crisp and the images are very clear. As time goes on, the die starts to wear and the images wear down and your coins don't look as appealing. All right, so look at this is a 2020 coin. All right, that's just last year. If you think you have a great looking coin and you send it in and it gets graded as 70, and we're talking about a coin from last year. Right now, you get it for $2,332, which is about where it is with the premiums. Let me take a look real quick. Gold Buffalo coins. Money Metals has them. So yeah, look at right here. So it is a little bit more valuable. We're just talking about a coin from last year. All right? Last year. So if you think you got a coin that looks in tip-top shape when you get them, you take a gamble, you set it in, get it graded. Now there is a cost because you have to join PCGS. It's a fee for the year. It's about 200 some odd dollars, but you get all your coins. Just keep sending them and getting graded. So if you're just sending in one coin, you're basically getting even. But again, look at this. This is just from last year. Let's see if any of the older coins are doing any better. Let's choose something like 2010. Send the coin in. If you got a 70 score, not much of a change. See this? Not much at all. What's happening is the people, when these coins come out, they send them in immediately and get it graded. But the point being, the better coins are always your proofs. See these right here? The proof coins, they're better looking. They're struck really good. They're absolutely gorgeous coins. Okay? A little bit more, but way better looking. Way better looking coin. Most of the coins I ever buy are usually proofs. Okay? So sorry, I got a little sidetracked, but I wanted to show you what I was talking about. Why it is important to get the Eagles. Okay, the same thing with some of these other coins. So here you go. Proofs. There you go. Gorgeous coins. Gorgeous. I'll just show you what one looks like super quick. Hopefully this picture will do us some justice. You can see in the background there that lighter color. And this is has a kind of a fog over it. It's absolutely a gorgeous coin. And they carry high premiums and they carry their value more because the mintages are really low. All right, so I don't want to get too sidetracked. My apologies. I just wanted to show you, yeah, the Eagle coins are your best investment because they carry two types of value. If you just want to stack silver and nothing else because, you know, you're trying to get more bang for your buck, then just go for rounds or bars. Okay, what I mean by that, see where it says silver? Go to silver rounds. These are cheaper than the Eagles, all right? You can see it's a few dollars cheaper. So you get more silver for your money that way. Bar is the same way. It's cheaper, okay, than the Eagles because the Eagles carry a collector's value as well, okay? So, yeah, if you got the money to do it, now, somebody who's trying to be thrifty, somebody who's penny pinching, you don't have a lot of discretionary funds, then I say stick to the rounds and stick to the bars. They're cheaper. Or even go for your constitutional silver, which they call junk silver. That's more silver. That's more bang for your buck, okay? The majority are clueless. Yeah, on both ends, both cryptocurrencies as well as precious metals. You have a lot of people dumping a lot amount of money. Sure, they benefited, and some people were smart enough to get out and grab their profits and be happy. But some people lost out because they took a gamble because they don't do the research. It's the same thing with gold and silver if you're not careful, except for you won't see a 50% loss in a few days. Pimpy bought 100 ounces while you were talking. Yeah, nice. That's moving quick. I'm just now talking. You guys haven't heard the video. I'm just kidding. But yeah, again, yeah, I don't know. I'm torn between wanting it to be a delay and hoping that something big pops off right away. We'll see. It's called a stimumetals to stimulate your snack. Instead of a stimulus, a stimumetals. I love it. That is funny. There was a great showing it again. Oh, that was great showing it again. It has been a year, and you know how we forget. Yeah, it's been about a year since I first showed that graph to people, that video of Mike Mahoney. All right. But back then I had like less or about half the subscribers I do now. So I just wanted to show you so that you can feel, you know, pretty pumped up about the anticipation. This is going to happen. It's unavoidable. It's going to happen sooner or later. Thanks. Heap of those in-depth explanations. Pimpy, God bless you, brother. Sending you love from Australia. Love my Australian subscribers. I really do. I'm telling you, I had to go over there. I keep telling everybody I'm going to go over there. I got friends over there. there in New Zealand. I don't know why. But Australia, I want to go out there because there's a lot of gold out there. That stuff is right on the surface. I want to go out to the metal detector and see how I do. It says, I'm ready. AMC short squeeze going to transfer trillions of dollars as well. Good. Now the AMC short squeeze, look what they did. The platform stopped for a moment selling this stock. Same thing again. They interfere with the market. We don't want that. So anyways, making trillions of dollars, and then I'll be buying lots more gold and add some silver weight to my pile. Yep, that's the way to do it. Look, if there's a way, if you time everything right, you know what? If Bitcoin and cryptocurrency start to make their move again first, and you jump on that bandwagon, then by all means, boo-boo do you. But don't get on and get greedy and just hold too long because you're afraid that it'll miss out and slingshot up and you'll be poor. You see, here's a problem. There's a difference between a poker player and a gambler. And what I mean by that is when a gambler who's not really into it for the sport, into it for the skill, they're into it for the money. So let's say they buy in at $100. They turn around and they win that hand and they get $400. And then the next hand, they lost $200. You see, they don't see that they gained $100. That's not what they see. You know what they see? They lost $200. That's the wrong approach. So think of that kind of mentality when you are investing. So what I mean by that is, let's say Bitcoin starts to go up again, and let's say you put in, 10,000 on it, and all of a sudden it gets up to 20,000. In your profits altogether, your 10,000 turns into 20, and you take it out, and all of a sudden it keeps going. Don't sit there and go, oh, I could add 30,000, I could add 40,000. Don't do that, because you drive yourself crazy. And when you get into that way mentally, what happens is the next time you go to invest, you make the wrong decisions. Do you see what I'm saying? Because you are going, oh, I could have had, no. Be happy that you doubled your money. Okay? So that's the difference in a poker player who does it for the skill and somebody who's a gambler. So if you can, jump on the AMC stocks. If you make a lot of money, get the heck out of there, run over to precious metals. You know what I mean? That's money you didn't have. For me, I like to do what's called play with house money. When I'm playing poker, I go in with the allowance. I say $100, go. Once I double it, I cash in my $100. Now the $100 that I originally put in is in my pocket. So now I'm playing with house money. It wasn't mine in the first place. And that's when I get really ultra aggressive on a poker table and usually kick the crap out of people. I'll walk away with several $100s. So yeah. So AMC, yeah, I like your idea. If you can do it and you time it right, you know what I mean? Just don't keep looking back and going, oh, I coulda, woulda, shoulda. That goes with people who lost money. You can't sit there and go, oh, I lost this much money. Just keep holding on to the point where it keeps losing more and more money. Instead of losing part of your money, you've lost half or more. If Bezos can go to outer space, so can silver. Yeah, absolutely. There is no outer space. It's a sham. Okay. Oh, sheesh. There. That's right. XRP are backed by gold. So my thing was, how was that going to happen? Here's what I don't like again. But then if you think about it, they could do the same thing with fiat currencies. My thing is, there's no way to know how many cryptocurrencies are really there. I know everybody's going to go, yeah, there is Pimpy, there's a blah, blah, blah. But like I told you, any type of disruptive technology that comes out there, the government's already beat it up to death. I guarantee you by now, they'll tell you there's only 100 trillion of one coin, but they probably gotten it back for all kinds of dark, nefarious things, unlimited amounts of those same tokens, and there's no way for us to know that. They'll only show us what we need to see whenever we need to go to the market to find out how many coins are doing what, but they won't tell us how many tokens are really there, and that's really concerning. But yeah, the same thing can be done with currencies. Pimpy, do you think there would be a capital gains tax on gold and silver when cashing? So the problem is with this, you have, they look at this as collectibles instead of money. And that's what Stefan has been working really hard with other legislators to make sure that they start recognizing gold and silver once again as monies. Because if they look at it as an investment, you know what I mean? As a collectible, Well, if you bought it at one price and you sell it at a higher price, that is a capital gains and you have to pay the taxes on it. I'm pretty sure I'm wording that right. So we got to get behind Stefan, get behind these legislators. Stefan will let me know whenever something pops up, like Mooney's out there right now wanting to do the audit on the gold. And, you guys get behind that. I hope you guys made your call. I did call. I got a voicemail. I just voiced what I wanted really quick and then got off. It was simple. All right. So whenever Stefan hands us stuff like that to review and go over, let's try to get behind some of this. We definitely don't want them to have sales tax. Let's get rid of those. And we want them to start recognizing gold and silver as money, especially since our constitutional demands it. Do your research, pay attention, and watch the sky for signs. Absolutely. Thank you for painting that picture. It makes it more understandable. Not a problem. The 14th is Trump's B-Day, which was yesterday. Happy birthday to the big dog. Thank you, Greg. I hope that you have a great time this weekend. I've been watching your videos on Brighton? Greg, the guy that rubs the silver all over his body. That was funny. The greatest transfer of wealth in human history, the Great Reset. No, we don't want the Great Reset. We don't want them at all. They'll take your money. Why would I want a big screen TV? Because we're going Halo. Many thanks, Pimpy. Limited budget on stacking cheaper numismatic collectible silver coins. Lynette said that they didn't get confiscated. Wary of cryptos, even with hard wallets. Can still set exchanges values for less. Yeah, I agree. So even though you remove your cryptos off the platform and into your nano, they're still subject to the price change. The only difference is they can't be taken from you. They can't be hacked. That's why you want it on a ledger. So if your coin is worth $100 and you take it off, that doesn't mean you get to keep it at the value of $100. All right? That's not what happens. You're still subject to the price change. All you're doing is protecting anybody from taking your cryptocurrencies. All right, so most of this in here is everybody else still stacking away like crazy people, as you should. It's great to see this. I love to see that. What happened to your Q&A on the QFS video yesterday? Okay, so that's what happened. So when I posted it, went out there public and it started getting views, and for some reason, it was pulled back by YouTube. They wanted to do some type of screening on it again. As a matter of fact, they released it back out for you guys to see, but it's still being reviewed. I don't know what for, but that's what's happening. Sold off some mining stock, bought a little bit of gold. Woohoo! So somebody's asked me what happened to the stock portfolio that we fictitiously put together. So you guys know my other computer crashed, so I lost everything, but I can go back and I can recreate the spreadsheet, so I will. So give me a little time because there's some minor stocks on there that a lot of people were watching. And so we are going to, I'll recreate it and get that done for you guys and get it out here, okay? That's it for now. You guys hit the thumbs up button to support the video. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel. And I surely do appreciate it. Don't be shy. Come over here and join me on my other platform. We're going to have a lot of fun over here. Already, there's a lot of videos that are on the platform that I've been working on. Some of them are older videos, but I put new ones on there. This is an update on what's going on in Arizona and on the audits. I transferred a lot of the Nicera ones. I'm still downloading them and transferring them just because I'm tired of getting in trouble on YouTube. But you guys have access to all the older ones with the Q&As if they're available. Here's an alternative house. This is an alternative point of view. We got live shows that are going to be on here, and Holly Weird and Pedals. Yeah, this is really good. These videos are from Jamie Deluxe, and his YouTube channel has been taken down 4 times. So I emailed him to let him know if it was okay to add more videos to this platform. With his permission, I'd like to do that. So there you go, you guys. That's it. Again, come join me over there. The other platform is only $3 a month. That's it, $3, and all proceeds go to a foundation. So again, that's it. I'm out.